Not done, he went to Newport Beach University of California in the United States for another degree. And then he equally attended Nigerian Institute of Maritime and Freight Forwarding. And he came back to obtain his GCE, Cambridge University of London, in 1966. He had his master's degree in administration, business administration, in 1989. Dr. Rafiu Ladipo had worked at Transcorp Nigeria Limited from 1967 to 1971, Blue Star Insurance Company Limited between 72 to 73, worked in different shipping companies between 1973 to 1982, and became manager in different shipping companies between 1985 to 1988. Dr. Ladipo ventured into hotel business in between and had a great interest in sporting activities. He became a member of the Nigerian and Supporters Club in 1978, elected as Assistant Secretary in 1982 of that club, became the Acting General Secretary in 1989, and Chairman Disciplinary Committee of the Nigerian Supporters Club, elected the National Chairman of the club in 1990, and became the President General of the Supporters Club worldwide from year 2000 till date. He has traveled with various national teams to several countries across the world since 1978. He was the flag bearer at all match venues in Nigeria, Africa, and the entire world for 13 solid years, between 1978 and 1990. He attended African Cup of Nations tournament when it was held in Nigeria in 1990. Nigeria came second. We call it a miraculous outing after being beaten 5-1 in the opening match by Algeria. They squeezed themselves into the final and then lost by a long goal to the Algerians, scored in the 53rd minute by Merck, right there at July 5 Stadium in Algiers. This man sitting beside me was one of those chanting national colors and national anthem of Nigeria in that particular occasion. Between then and now, he has been at every Nations Cup tournament Nigeria has qualified for, rooting for support for the national team. And when we won our second trophy in 1994, this young man of 72 years of age, he was at the Atlanta Olympics in 1996, FIFA Under-17 World Cup in Korea 2007, and France 98, USA 94, Korea and Japan 2002, South Africa 2010, Brazil 2014, and lately Russia 2018. Commonwealth Boxing Board of Control and member and a match commissioner, World Boxing Council. Married to Princess Morenike Oladipo and blessed with beautiful children. Join me in welcoming our guest to the studios of OGBC 90.5. Dr. Oladipo, a warm welcome to you.
Good morning.
I just have to edit the CV, but there was hardly a place you can leave out without mentioning.
You got it right.
Now, let's look at Nigerian sports. In 7 days from now, Nigeria will clock 62 as an independent country.
Yep.
And one of the areas of national development is sports. Can you just summarize our sporting journey over time?
Well, sports is the only thing that prides ourselves when you want to talk of international diplomacy and politics. It is only sports where we can tell the world that we did it, we were there, we arrived, and everything we achieved. Besides other things, I don't think Nigeria can boast of anything meaningful. We are not together when you talk of other issues. But when you talk of sports, it is the only unifying thing that has brought all Nigerians together as brothers, as sisters, as friends. And it is the only thing that you can go there and say, yes, they're Nigerian. The outside world will applaud you, particularly talking about your sports. Is it boxing? Is it football? Is it athletics and other things? So Nigeria should be grateful to the sportsmen that have given us this good image all across the world. Over time, 60 years, like you said, we have participated in so many notable championships, and we have done so well. It was boxing, first and foremost, that put Nigeria's image on the world sporting map.
Yes.
And of late is football. Unfortunately, our boxing went down. the last 10, 15 years. And unfortunately, too, our football started going down. If it's not down outrightly, we're almost down completely. And I, as a person who followed sports, not just football, you said it, I was at the Atlanta Olympics where Chima Joan did the first jump to claim the gold medal in long jump events, and that was our first Olympic gold medal. Then I was there again when Nigeria's football team won the trophy, beating all the big names in football, Mexico, Brazil, Argentina, all of them. We beat them, and I told people who cared to listen then that we were going to lift the trophy. No, not many people believed it, but when we did it, we gave glory to God. Very, very, very unfortunately, in 2018,
yes,
I warned the present board of the NFF. Have anything to show for it. And it has come to pass. It has come to pass. I remember when we were in, first and foremost, in 1980, I led the team that won the Cup of Nations. I led them from the dressing room to the field. And unfortunately for us, we won that Nations Cup for the very first time in the history of the games. And I know what we did. I mean, Supporters Club. What was the team? Supporters Club, it doesn't go just to the field to beat the drums and sing. We have a lot of things we do there. We pray, we fast. Indeed, for 13 years, I was the nation's flag bearer, and I know what we put in. But later, when I became its chairman, I changed the course to prayer worship. Unfortunately, the present board wouldn't listen. They felt the Supporters Club members are undesired. They don't need them. Supporters Club members is the 12th player. I don't know how many Nigerians will tell me he or she is contributing to sports more than members of the Supporters Club. These are men and women who have their own means of living, have their own businesses they run, spend their money, sacrifice their time, even at the risk of their lives to follow all these teams. And the success stories of the Nigerian teams cannot be written without a good mention of the Supporters Club. But, well, we work with several NFA boards and, of course, the NFF's board. From the days of the Alhaji Yusuf Ali, Colonel Okechime, Ikezabo, Emeka Omerua,
Abdul
Mumin Aminu, Galadima, Sonny Toro, Amos Adamu,
mention names.
a lot of them today. All these people gave us our respect, due respect, even though they were not giving us money. Because we don't take money from the NFA. Not even NFA. It may interest you that even when we want to go to the World Cup, the NFF, present NFF, will ask us to pay for tickets in dollars, and they still charge us 10% commission, which they collect. Is that how to support? Is that how to hold these people?
Is that how other supporters clubs from other countries are treated?
No, sir.
Do you have opportunity of meeting your colleagues from other countries or rub minds?
Of course, I'm the President General for the whole of Africa. So I discuss a lot with them. Their government sponsored them to competitions. All of them, they are sponsored to competitions. In the case of Nigeria, no government sponsors. We sponsor ourselves. Yet we are not complaining because we believe in Nigeria. We believe that all of us cannot be governors. All of us cannot be president. All of us cannot be members of the House of Rep or that of the Senate. But all of us as Nigerians must be able to give our own to giving Nigeria a good image.
Okay. Now
All the time.
let's look at Nigerian sports generally. We are all aware that we have won the Cup of Nations for men 3 times, 1980, 1994, and 2013. For women, we have won it 9 times out of 12 titles. We have taken 9, which is like a lion's share in terms of statistics. For the under 17 boys, we have won the World Cup 5 times. For the under 17 girls, we have attended at least 8 out of the last 9 editions. For the under 20 girls, we have attended every edition of the under 20 girls World Cup.
That's true.
And we have got to the finals twice, lost to Germany on both occasions. 2010 in Germany, 2014 also we lost to the same Germans, 1-0, 2-0. Now, when you look at the Falcons, I've attended every edition of the Women's World Cup since China in 1991. And Nigeria's Super Eagles have been to the World Cup since 1994 in USA, except in 2006 and this year that we'll be missing out. So, when you look at the catalogue of journey we have had, we've seen ups and downs in football, which you have highlighted. Now, let's go to other sports. For example, in athletics, you mentioned Chioma Adua's first jump, which was 7.12 meters to win the Olympic gold in long jump. Now we have a new queen on the track, and that is Toby Amoshos. Not only Toby, proud of Toby Amoshos, we've had Blessing Okagbare, we've had Vivian Chukwemeka, we have had what was her name? Mercy Nku, mention names, Gloria Alozie, and all the rest of them. Now, the question I want to ask you is this. In athletics, we blow hot. Few moments we come down. Then they pick up. They will continue to blow. What do you think is responsible for the undulating fortune or form of our athletes?
First and foremost, I must pay tribute to all those athletes who have made these achievements for Nigeria and themselves. Most of them trained themselves to win and to get and win all those medals you're talking of. It was not due to the fact that government assisted them. They trained themselves, and it's only when we take them out, maybe we pay them allowances, and when they win, it becomes Nigeria's pride. So I want to thank them for doing this for Nigeria, and I want to say that, well, you said it must happen. There's no way you can continue to be there all the time.
Yes.
There's a time for what we call diminishing returns.
Exactly.
But if a nation is a nation that looks forward to remain there, if your athletes are doing well, you start grooming other athletes who would replace them as time comes by. Unfortunately, we don't. All these athletes train themselves. Government will only say, okay, we are going for the Commonwealth Games, we are going for the Olympic Games. That is the only time you see government coming to help them. It is wrong. But if we want to achieve,
yes, we
should have a program whereby these athletes are supported even while they are training. No amount is to give them to train. But you don't wait until when they win laurels for you before you start appreciating them. And I hope the present minister, Sunday Dare, is listening. Because we have to do it well. That is what we have to do. When you talk of other sports like football, it's the same. I, Rafiu Ladipo, put together, calmed the Kanu Wankwo, Wilson Oruma, Babayaro, and the rest in my hotel in Lagos before we sent them to Japan in 1993. I was the one who would drive them to the training pitch at Volkswagen. In the morning, bring them back, and the evening, take them there again, bring them back. I shut down my hotel just for the players who were grooming them under Coach Fanny Amu. And then when they came back with the World Cup, and from there, these guys got known, and you know what they did for all of us.
Yes. Now, let's look at one. Let's look at one major area that disturbs quite a number of Nigerians, and that has to do with seeing some of our best athletes representing other countries. In the 80s, we have the likes of Olapade Edenekan, the Ezenwa brothers, Chidimo, Innocent Egbenike, all in the athletics world. We have in basketball, Akim Olajuwon, who is from the Southwest here, discovered in 1980, taken to African Junior Basketball Championship. From there, relocated to the United States and played for the United States, never returned to play for Nigeria. Until recently, Anthony Joshua from Shagamu here is now boxing in the colors of Great Britain. Henry Akinwande boxed for Great Britain as a boxer. Several of them. Gloria Alozie was in Sydney Olympics for Nigeria. Because her boyfriend was knocked down by a vehicle, she angrily relocated and started running for Spain. Francis Obikwelu was running for Portugal until he retired. In the recent Commonwealth Games that was held in Birmingham, there was a Jude Okafor who was a hammer thrower for Great Britain. He never threw for Nigeria. Several of them, Christine Uhurogu won the 400 meters, and younger sister is equally running now for Great Britain. These are Delta boys, Edo girls, Igbo boys, Yoruba boys and girls, donning the colors of other countries at the expense of Nigeria. First, what is responsible? Two, how can we stop that menace?
Oh, well, the fact is not far-fetched. When you are doing something for your country and you are not appreciated, like I said earlier on, these guys train themselves. When they train themselves, and maybe fortunately they do something now, and it got to a level where Nigeria is appreciated due to their performances. And at the end of the day, we don't show any appreciation. There are other countries that need the Nigerian athlete would ignore Nigeria because of this. I think what we have to do is to go back to the books, not the drawing board now. Go back to the books. These guys who have been doing well, they left Nigeria to do it for other countries. How can we stop it? How can we encourage our new athletes to believe in Nigeria and then they get appreciated? It is only when they win that you start talking of them. Sometimes even when they win, they don't get nothing. And that is not happening elsewhere. That is why all these athletes would decide to want to go and do it for other countries. Even when you talk of football, we have a lot of Nigerians play outside Nigeria. You call them to come and play for Nigeria, they won't come because we don't take proper care of them. We don't appreciate them. When they get injured, we leave them to be on their own. We know how many of them have suffered this fate. And that was the reason why I said earlier that Mr. Sunday Dare, the current Minister of Sports, should look into this. There are papers that have been presented, solutions provided. How can we have all these things? How can we stop it? How can we have our athletes and players doing it for Nigeria all the time? You are talking of Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua came here. He wanted to box for Nigeria at the Olympics. He hadn't the opportunity. Later, he went back to Britain and fought and won. Now, Anthony Joshua is in that class of heavyweights.
Yes.
He was having 3 belts, the WBO, the WBA, and the IBO. So at the end of the day, we started celebrating him. But what was our contribution? I flew to Wembley for his fight. I used my money. I flew to support him. I flew to Cardiff
In
Wales to support him for his second defense title. Even Samuel Peters.
Yes.
Madison Square Garden in New York City. And I arranged supporters for him with my money, not government's money. When he moved to Cancun, Mexico, I was live there supporting him. I didn't collect money from anybody. But what is it? The guy became a champion. Of course, as Nigerians, he forgot how he became a champion. I distributed 5,000 Nigerian flags to them in Cancun when he was under pressure by this Oleg Maxkin.
Yes.
I stood up by the ringside and I was shouting, Peter, Pete, and people chorus with me. That was when he woke up and beat Oleg Maxkin to submission. We had Olaide, late Olaide, our former president. He was there. MBBF. Olaide Adeboye was there. We had this man in that radio man in Lagos.
Larry
Samuje was there. The man of I've forgotten his name again. This man who has this television station at Ben Bruce was there. Bruce. A lot of us were there. And at the end of the day, when I started shouting, I remember that Ben Bruce called me, Dr. Ladipo, are you a voodoo man? I said, what's the meaning of voodoo? He said, it was when you stood up and you started shouting that this man woke up. That is the spirit of the game. That is the spirit of supportership. That is how you can make your people to want to do things for you. So, my brother, until we go back to the books and see how we can encourage these athletes while training, not just only when they go to participate in competition. Mm-hmm. Let us help them, encourage them, do the little we can. They will feel belonged and they will not want to sideline Nigeria when it comes to time.
Okay, this program, Sunday Morning Live, today is featuring Dr. Raphael Ladipo, President General Nigerian Supporters Club. We are looking at Nigerian sports since 1916. He has told us the ups and downs. He has told us the area of successes we have recorded and some of the few minuses Nigeria has had as a nation in international sporting arena. And he has equally explained why some athletes, some footballers, some boxers are going to represent other countries and what government should do for them. Now, before I start taking calls, because we are live on our Facebook page, we are on the YouTube page too. You can listen to us via the Radio Garden by going to Radio Garden, click on Abeokuta, the city, scroll down to OGBC, click on it, you listen to us live wherever you are on the face of the planet. And you can actually see us live on our Facebook page and on the YouTube. So, Dr. Ladipo, in 2008, the UK Athletics had a 5-year development plan for the Olympics because they knew they were going to host the Olympics in 2012. And they didn't do well in Beijing Games in China. And so they budgeted for a 5-year development plan for their sports. When they hosted, they came third as against 12th they were in 2008. And then Lord Sebastian Coe said they hadn't arrived yet. And then they ventured into more developmental projects in their sports. And they told the whole world that UK Lottery will sponsor the athletics, the UK sports family. How can Nigeria borrow a leaf from such an experience to develop our sport, not to promote this time around? Because we are always in a hurry going to attend competitions, not in a hurry to develop our talent for better challenges.
First, let me say this. Until we are ready, we cannot remain there. We have won all those championships, all those achievements due to the spirit of the Nigerian sports person.
Never say that.
Never say that. It's not because of the plans we have to develop them. We don't have no plan. What we always see is that 1-2 months to any championship, be it the Olympics, be it the Commonwealth, or be it the African Games. That is when you see government running after them. I went to a country called Lithuania.
Okay.
While I was in Lithuania, I visited them in their sports department, and they said they have 8 years plan for every of their athletes. There was a girl then, an 8-year girl. She took to swimming, and she was nurtured. She was being nurtured until the 2012 Olympics in
London. Yes.
London. This girl at 15 won the gold medal in an event. That is the seriousness we can also do. We can do it. We have the capacity to do it. But the problem with us is that when you see one person as an administrator who knows the job, who is doing it, by the time it starts, you don't give him a chance. But when he starts succeeding, that is the time you say, oh, he's not a good man. You should go. You remove him. That is the problem with us in this country. Everybody wants to do it, but they don't have the capacity of doing it. God creates everybody for a particular thing to do in life. But if he's succeeding and you want to stop him, and the consequences is that you'll be going down. So, like I said earlier on, let us have plans. Okay, we've just come back from the Commonwealth Games. We did so well at the Commonwealth Games.
This is our best outing.
Best outing ever since. The Commonwealth Games is coming up again.
Yes.
In a few years to come.
2026.
2026. Few years to come. What are the Nigerian plans for the Commonwealth Games, so that we even do better than what we did this time? I hope to hear from the sports ministry and the sporting associations what their plans are to develop the new talents, because those that have achieved now
will be aging.
That's it. In the next 4 years, they won't be as strong as they are now. What are the plans
to replace them?
0803
437 9453 0815 are the two hotlines to call this morning. We are looking at Nigerian sports since 1960. What are the areas of successes, and what do you think we should do to correct some of the anomalies we have had? Hello, good morning. Your name?
Good morning, sir. Good morning, my brother. How are you? Thank you very much.
Well, let's add more calls,
okay.
Doctor. So that good morning. Cardi, thanks for calling this morning.
Good morning, my brother. How are you? Thank you. Thank you.
I see one thing when you mentioned 10% commission being taken while you are traveling as indiscipline and corruption, which is still putting us as a nation till today. Like imagine you are spend your money despite that. You go to the stadium with your entourage and then you play the drums. I remember Baba Elero there. He will play this. But unfortunately, I want to go into the area of modernization. How often has Nigeria, our Nigerian government, been able to see you bestowing unending favor upon you and others? And not saying that. You can imagine even the Eagles, the players like what's his name now, the right goalkeeper?
Dosu Joseph.
No, Okana.
Okay.
Okana brothers. I remember them. I remember them. So and you won't mention just now. You can imagine all these people. They show up their, I mean, their bravery, their skills were so enormous. And probably that led us to be able to be known all over Western Africa that we are made a kind of being a lion or whatever. But then Cameroon is a lion, we are eagles. But at the same time, I remember also that these days, most often our skills have probably come down in the area of footballing. What do you think we can probably do, sir, to probably train the brains of our youth, our younger ones,
Okay.
able to improve in sporting in footballing?
Okay.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, Kayode. 003-437-9453. Good morning. Your name, sir?
Good morning, madam. How are you?
Okay, thanks for calling.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. 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 Thank you very much. 00. Okay, let's take this call. Pa Olatunde Ajayi, you are on the line, sir. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you, my dear Mr. Tayebi. How are you this morning?
Fine, sir.
And good morning to our guest, Dr. Ladipo.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you, sir.
Thank
It's
you.
a great pleasure having you on this program this morning, sir.
Thank you.
You will permit me this morning to start my contribution with this sound this morning, which I know you would like to hear. A supporter club sound.
Thank you very much. I'm already dancing. I'm dancing. I'm dancing.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
My contribution on this issue we are discussing this morning will please focus attention on the youth. Sir, as we are all aware in this country that moral detachment has now become the order of the day. In view of this, sir, don't you think it would be better if character modification can be included into sports activities in this country? This sport is commonly being practiced by the youth. And the youth of today and the leaders of tomorrow, as we are saying, in view of this, sir, I am of the opinion that we need to make these sports activities to encourage our youth of moral value system. Because moral principles in this country have collapsed totally. So I think we should use sports activities to teach moral values in order to build a generation of responsible citizen education.
Okay.
I want to hear your reaction on this.
Thank-
Olatunde Ajayi calling from Uganda, Happiness in Abeokuta,
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let's have your reactions.
First, I must answer them as the questions came. Supporters club not being supported by government. It's an irony. Elsewhere, supporters clubs are supported by their government and they take them to competitions. They pay them allowances because they are serving their nations. And there is no supporters club that is better than the Nigerian Football Supporters Club all over the world. I think in 1994 we were judged to be the best by FIFA.
Yes.
But unfortunately, our government has no respect, no regard for members of this group who pay their money, who sacrifice their time and lives to support the cause of Nigeria. I think it is the problem of those running football because they are yet to make them to understand what roles we play. It's only when we now come, supporters club, you've done well. What were you able to do for the supporters club when they go? Many of my members will sell their properties to follow us because what really happens is that if we are going out, we sit down at the committee level to look at how much it's going to cost everybody to travel. Then we ask you to pay 30%. The balance 70% is sourced for by me. By me. Quote me. By me, not by any other person. I will go cap in hand to meet my orgas, to meet my friends. People like Adenuga, people like Dangote, people like Afolabi of Sifax, and the rest of them. They give me money. It is that money we use to subsidize these 30% our members have paid. I tell you, when these boys sell their properties, they go to support Nigeria. When they come back, what happens? No mention of any of us. So it is very unfortunate that things are happening this way. It cannot continue to happen this way because Rafi Ladipo is over 70 years. I've done it for 40-something years, and I think there's going to be a time I will have to take a rest. The younger ones may not be able to have that kind of Nigerianism in them. I believe in this country, and that is why I work to make money. I work to meet my friends to use that money for the good of this country. But what do we get? Nothing. What we get is this mere mention. Of course, people out there like you appreciate us. But what of the people in football house? What of the people in football house? They don't give any hoot. Ghana had 72 supporters clubs. I brought them together to become one as the president of the supporters club for the whole of Africa. Nigeria has one supporters club. The present NFF board divided us to groups, which is now paying. We're now paying dearly for it. We told them that the consequences of dividing the supporters club will be grave. Has it not come to pass? So that is that.
Let's look at corruption, as mentioned by Kayode.
Well, it's part of corruption. If a group of people are going to support your team, if you are not giving them tickets for free, they want to buy tickets with their money. Why charging them 10% commission? It's part of corruption. And that is what is killing our football. You cannot continue to do this. Let them, if I am lying, let them tell you that Dr. Ladipo is lying. When we were going to Russia, when we were going to almost all the places, they will ask us to pay. We will pay, but they will still charge us commission. It's still part of corruption. It cannot help this country.
Okay. Olatunde Ajayi talked about building morality among our youth.
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
If we can do that, it will help not just sports, it will help this country. Moral decadence has gone down. Down. You see, I have already suggested it before that we could introduce this kind of a thing into the school curriculum. Let our boys, let our students start learning how to be patriotic. Patriotism should be a subject in itself. And then morals starts from the home to the schools. By which time, when these guys now gets what gets to know what it is to be morally okay, it will help this country. So I support you, sir, that we should, and we can do it, introduce such a thing into our school curriculum.
Then he called ask you why do we like fire brigade approach to preparation? Although you have explained that before.
Well, it is one of those things killing our sports. You cannot continue to do it the same way and expecting a better result until when we realize that fire brigade approach is not the best. We are lucky this time we went to the Commonwealth Games and we did well. Unless we have plans for the next Commonwealth Games, I'm not sure of what may happen next. The Toby Amusons and the rest developed themselves. They developed themselves. Now we are talking. Oh, it's our girl. He has done this. What were your contributions to making her achieve that feat? So, fire brigade approach should be discarded. Let us have plans for the next 4 years that the Olympics and the Commonwealth Games will take place. What are our plans for our various activities?
The Olympics will even come earlier. That will be held in Paris in 2024.
Okay.
And the Commonwealth will come later in 2026.
Yeah.
So we should have a development plan.
Are we having any for now for the Olympics that is coming up in 2024? No.
Less than 2 years.
We don't have any plan. And that is what is going to be responsible for the failure. I'm not praying for Nigeria to fail. I want Nigeria to win all the time, but if we don't work for it, you cannot get it.
So you cannot offer what you don't have.
You can't. You can't give anything you don't have to anybody. You have to have it before you can give it.
0803 437 9453
I think somebody was okay.
Somebody's on the line. Comrade Ridwan, thanks for calling this one.
Good morning, sir.
Okay.
Look at our local sports institution. Let me give an example. There are so many things that are going on there. They are there and they are not good support from the government. What can we do to bridge even these areas very well so that can nurture them to respect Nigeria in the what can we do?
Okay. Let's add one, doctor, so that I can respond together. 0803 437 945. I will explain everything to you. Well, hello, good morning. Yes, sir, your name. Okay. Can you move hello? Can you move away from your radio set? It's humming back. Thank you. Amen.
Morning, sir. How are you? They are all fine. And yours? Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Mm. Okay. Mm. Okay, sir.
Okay. 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 Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Pa. Nobody. 003-437-9453. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Yes, sir. Your name and where you're calling from.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
How are you, sir? I think that I'm calling all the way from Obaka Country.
Thanks for calling this morning.
Yes. To me, sir, I think our government is not serious to challenge in this country, especially to the work, education, security, and whatsoever. Now, my concern is this. The people that the richest people should just support government do nowadays. Like Abiola did during his own lifetime, to support God, especially financially and morally too. That's my own suggestion that I would pray to it. Because if you say that government this country, oh, I'm sorry to do this. Because I won't pray for any failure in this country any longer. But what I will draw is that the religious people should accompany, should support government so that we do their work.
Thank you very much, Alabataiwo. God bless you too. God bless you too.
Thank you.
Let's just add probably our last caller this morning. 0803-437. Good morning. Yes, your name. You are on already.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Your name?
Thank you very much. Good morning. Thanks.
I think I've got to discontinue with this call because it's not clear enough. Sorry. Let's quickly acknowledge this one coming from Kola Adekunle. He's on our Facebook page, following us live from Ashiro. It says, "Kudos to Dr. Oladipo for all the great things you have done for Nigerian sports. Please, I have these questions for you. One, what's your view to absolutely extinction of grassroots sports, especially for secondary schools games like Principal's Cup in all the states of the Federation, where talent abound for pigs? Two, reliance on bringing Nigerian descent in diaspora, even when they are not as good as the talent we have here. Three, use of quota system to select our sport administrators." That is one. Just note that one. Then one from one of our followers, La Miki Omo Ibile, says, "Ekojo Metasa, you are doing well." Those are the three comments we have.
Okay.
So your reaction, sir, doctor, before we go.
Which is the first one?
The first one has come from Comrade Ridwan. He says, "Local sporting facilities are rotting away in Nigeria, and talent who are using it to train themselves are not being looked into. They are not being supported. How can we develop our sports structure when we have that kind of behavior towards the younger generation?"
I agree with the guy. I agree with him that all those facilities being put in place over time, they are now they're becoming shadows of themselves. I visited some of the stadia here of recent, even in Ogun State. I was at Ijebu. I was at the MKO Stadium, and we went to other stadium. But the fact remains that we lack the maintenance facility, maintenance ability in the various facilities we have, it will surprise you that some of these stadia are not being managed properly. I was in Philadelphia, a particular area of Philadelphia. We had 7 good standard stadia. It is as if they just built them. And these are stadiums built for over years. But because of maintenance, they still remain same. It is not so here in Nigeria. Look at the National Stadium in Lagos. It has become world. The present minister is arranging to get it refurbished, whatever. Well, it's taking time. The Abuja Stadium is not what it should be. It is no longer the same. The Liberty Stadium, all of them, even go to some of these sports hall. I was at the sports hall yesterday, and I wasn't happy with what I saw compared to what we were seeing in those days. I think government should maintain these places. If government cannot do it, contract it out, privatize it to private companies that will manage it, and then they pay something at the end of each month to government, not just neglecting them. I mean, private bodies, private companies can manage them. They want to make money, and if they want to make money, they will put it in proper shape for use. So you talk about what is my take on Odegba means something.
Yes.
That's somebody that we should continue to appreciate in this country. Odegba, aside from playing football to the level he played, do I tell you, he was singularly responsible for nurturing Chioma Ajunwa
To gold medal level.
to gold medal.
Yes.
That's somebody that has focus. That is somebody that has something upstairs. Now, if you listen to Segun Odegbami daily, on every Thursday, Sports Parliament, you will be impressed with what you hear. So, the Wasimi School, I've not been there, but I think it's one of those things we will need to give Nigeria a befitting image.
Okay, that's how far we'll go this morning, Dr. Oladipo, on today's edition of Sunday Morning Live on FM here in OGBC 90.5. We've had the pleasure of talking to you. We have had all your submissions, and I know that the authorities concerned must have equally listened to you, and we expect a turnaround of our fortune in the world of sports. I want to thank everyone that has been part of this production. Wahid Ogujobi has helped in putting it together as the potent producer this morning. And Yemi Serekudi has been pressing the right buttons as the studio manager. Francis Eniosho has ensured we enjoy our prominence on the social media platforms. And Tope Babalola as a part of the team also this morning. My name is Wale Otayemi, wishing you a wonderful independence celebration ahead. Let's do what will make Nigeria a great nation once again. Nigeria is reputed to be one of the best.
Before we go, the Ogun State people are sports-loving people. And if you go to records, most of all the big names that have given us good image around the world, most of them are from Ogun State. And I'm not surprised with the response we got this morning. I want to plead with you that you bring me back to them, because I would like to speak more on how we can make sports
Better.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Dr. Oladipo.
Thank you.
We hope to see you once again. Sir.
Yeah.
Why is so passionate?
Get ready?
You are so passionate, right?
Thank you so much.
Yeah.